Okay, so my last video that I just made ended up being like 30 minutes long. I rambled a lot. I'm gonna have to get better at that. Not rambling. I haven't done a video for a while. We've been working a lot. We have to work very hard. Let me start by saying this. This is not easy. This is not an extended vacation. I think some people think that we're out here having a blast all the time. That's like the furthest thing from the truth. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. It's one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done, personally rewarding. But this is the hardest thing we have ever done. We work so hard for every penny that we get that it's completely changed our view on money, how we spend money, what we need and what we want. Because your absolute needs must come first. Wants are irrelevant. What you want doesn't seem to matter anymore. And it's not that it doesn't matter. It's just that it's not important. What you need is important. I won't lie. I've wanted to give up. Call it quits. But Chris has been amazing. He constantly encourages me. And this is my dream. This isn't his dream. This is my dream. But Chris constantly encourages me, and he's like, we can do it. We've done it. We've already done it. Granted, I had the retirement money that helped us. And we did have a friend who sent us $20 when we were in Yuma, Arizona, and out of gas. That $20 saved our lives. Seriously, just that $20 saved our lives. If it was not for that, we would not be here today. Speaking of which, I'll show you right outside the window right here. Chris has a semi-permanent job. Not transporting wheels in an auto shop. In my first video, and I might pull out a section of it, he came to the van twice. He put on 2 new spark plug wires. Yay, we really needed those. Seriously. So here's the cool thing about this job. Chris bid it for a flat pay or flat rate pay of $20 an hour instead of $30. And then nobody showed up yesterday. So the guy was like, yeah, right on. $10 an hour less. We're willing to take the $20 an hour right now to get Chris into the job. And so here we are, and he's working. Chris has worked his ass off. If there was ever any doubt in anyone's mind that Chris was a hard worker, Chris, I have never seen him work so hard just for every cent that we get. I'm not talking most people who know me know I'm going to throw my husband underneath the bus if I need to. I'll throw anybody underneath the bus. And I'm not going to pull punches about people. I'm just very honest. I'm not going to throw you under the bus, but don't, I'm not going to lie for you. If you don't have good character, that's your fault. That's not my fault. But if there was ever any doubt in anybody's mind what type of person Chris is, I mean, really deep inside, there shouldn't be any more. Because he has worked very, 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 very hard to make sure that we're taken care of. And he's not complained once. He does get onto me. He does push me. A lot of my issues right now that I have are with my social anxiety still. This is a highly populated area. And people still scare me. People scare me for a reason. Right there. La Jolla. One of the nicest areas here in California. Very, very well-to-do area. You know, most of them drive Bentleys and Teslas, BMWs. It's crazy. There's valet parking for the stupidest things. You know, very, very uppity, well-to-do area. And our car got broke into. We haven't been afraid of our car getting broke into. Well, except for when we were on 16th and Imperial in downtown San Diego. That was scary. Look it up. Homeless population, very, very high. Mental instability, drug use. We were offered during the daytime, not at night. We were walking to Walmart. We were offered crystal meth. And it was probably the purest crystal meth that I've ever seen. It was crazy. Somebody died right in front of us. Like, they OD'd and died right in front of us. While we were walking down the sidewalk to pick up wheels, we had to avoid a puddle of blood, not a spot. A huge puddle of blood that had just been left there, and it was recent. Lots of violence. It was scary, to say the least. We ran out of gas down there. We were stuck. So you can bet we worked our asses off. And Chris was out there. I had to stay with the van and the dog while Chris went out there in that area and worked. And at night. Because we don't get posts on our wheels scooters to pick up until 10 o'clock. They don't go on bounty until 10 p.m. 10 p.m. 16th Imperial, downtown San Diego. It's not a place for anybody. I don't care who you are. You know, they'll say, oh, it's no place for a woman to be alone. You know, you shouldn't be there in your car alone. And telling Chris he shouldn't be walking at night down there because it's not a place for people like us. It's not a place for anybody. It's the most staggering example of poverty that I've ever seen. Just people lined up along the streets. I mean, feet apart from each other, just lined up along the streets sleeping. The smell was unimaginable. It was just horrific. We couldn't barely stand to keep the van open just to stay cool because the smell from the urine and even feces that was along the street and sidewalks, it was sad. We do, however, have a safe place. There are safe parking areas here in California where you can stay at night. They're locked. They're gated and locked areas that we pull into. We can't be there till 6 p.m., which is usually not a big deal because we're usually working our asses off. So we pull in at 6 p.m. and then we have to be out by 7 a.m. in the morning, which works really good because we have got to get on the highway to get Chris here, because we stay down by San Diego, and this is way up past Carlsbad. It's a fast drive. It's all highway. It's not really that bad. But to stay safe, we go back to the safe parking. And it's wonderful. We can get showers there. Her bathrooms there, that's a big plus. Having a bathroom when you're out doing this is a huge plus. And showers too. That is the first time in my life that I have ever gone more than 4 days without a shower. You become inventive on ways to stay clean. Like, seriously. I'll spare you the details. But you do. You become very inventive on ways to stay clean. We're going to get a solar shower to put on the van so that when we are out and about, we do have a way to stay clean. It's just a necessity. In a small living space like this, being clean and not stinking is a necessity. There are awesome people there. Awesome. There are people from all over who have come to California. And then there are a lot of elderly and disabled who have had to make the choice to live in their car. They can't work enough to make money, and their disability is not enough. And if they work too much, then they take their disability. So their only choice was to give up their homes, live in a car, and work. There's a substitute teacher. We have a teacher, too, who's there. She's a substitute teacher. She lives in her car. That's how it is out here. Food's cheap. No sales tax on food, and the food is cheaper. Just the prices. It doesn't have to go that far. We're in California. We're right here. The food does not have to go that far, and a lot of it is grown right here. But housing is insane. It's just, and I get it. Location, whatever. Okay, yeah. It's the houses on a beach. But there's no reason that we have to do this to people. It's just like, it's true. Greed is the root of all evil. It's not money. Money is not the root of all evil. It's greed. Greed is the root of all evil. I think that's, this is an example. Housing out here is insane. There's no reason for it to be this expensive. It's not comparable to the wages at all. Not at all. Housing is not comparable to the wages out here. You're screwed. I don't know how there are so many houses here that have people in them. Because it's not comparable to the wages. It's crazy. What else? Oh, I went to the doctor yesterday to have blood drawn. I have not been doing well. I'm having more dizzy spells. Um, I've lost more weight. But we eat good. Like we do. We eat really good. We eat better than we ever have. Fresh fruits, vegetables, fish. Oh my God, the fish is amazing. Fresh fruits, vegetables, fish, lots of water. We don't buy soda anymore. It's too expensive. It's a want, not a need. That's the other thing that's really changed. You really, what you want and what you need really become apparent. And your wants are no longer a priority. It's just your needs, which has been really interesting to see how that's manifested out so quickly. But yeah, we eat good, but I'm still losing weight. I'm about to go under my 200 mark, which I have not seen since I was in high school, which makes me happy in some respects because I'm glad to lose the weight. And I do feel much better. It's so much easier for me to walk. It's not as hard on my knees and my ankles the more weight I lose. I think it's definitely starting to show in my face. Like losing the weight is starting to kind of age my face a little bit. But anyway, so my protein is really low, despite the fact that we eat lots of protein. Tons of protein. We have to have it. Tons of protein, a little bit of sugar. We have to be able to keep ourselves going. We have to keep our calorie and protein up. So I'm still losing weight. We'll see how that goes. But I still feel better. Mentally, wow. Physically, even I feel physically even better. Like I'm able to do a lot more. But I have to. I don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice doing this. You just have to do it. But I think it's helping me build up my stamina again. I definitely can do a lot more. I can be up a lot more. I walked for 2 hours yesterday, and boy, do I have the blisters to prove it. I'm going to have to get better shoes. Yeah. Better shoes are going to be a necessity because, no, you can't see it on this one very well. You might be able to see the blister that I have on this one. Then I have one here. Good shoes are a must if you're walking a lot to work. We are doing good. It's hard. It's very hard. This is not all fun and games, but we're doing good, and we're happy. And I think that's what matters right now. We're taking care of each other, and we're happy. It may be hard. It may be really hard. Not maybe, it is. It is very hard. But the reward in the end, at the end of the day, when we know we work that hard for our money to take care of each other, is amazing. And then just being here, the reward of just being here and knowing, we have the choice to go anywhere is worth it. I love it. When I got on the beach the first night, I wouldn't leave the beach. I probably sat on the beach for 5 hours. Just sat on the beach that first night for 5 hours. I was so afraid if I left the beach that I was going to wake up. It was all going to be a dream. It was amazing. And it is still amazing. Every day is amazing. Even though it's hard, every day is amazing. And one day, Chris and I are going to have the most amazing story to tell. Like, seriously, we are going to have the story of a lifetime. And we're creating it right now. And to me, every hard day that we have, every minor setback that we have is worth it. Just to be here, to be together, and know that we've got each other. It's worth it.